Hello everyone and welcome back to my Beat Saber series. In this episode, I'm going to get back to this after around 6 months of not playing. I've been doing other games in between. But now I'm back and I am doing the I Am Error event. I joined back in when it was already on phase 3, for those of you who knows what that means. And before I made this video, I had already set up a rail system and all that. I had tried a rover at first, and it didn't work well underground, especially in the core layer. So I set up a rail system. As you can see here, I want to do fun things with winches, because I thought it would be a silly way to make the event go faster. But the way that I had these large tall storages, it probably wouldn't work because it would clip into the terrain too much, so we're not going to do it that way. So this is the way that I wanted to do it. This is how it's probably going to work. I have just the medium storage there, but not the silos or large storages. And as you can see, I have a bunch of winches on them, and I take it down there, all the way down. We head all the way down. There's going to be a lot of fast forwarding and clipping and camera going crazy, so careful of that if you don't like that. And we're heading all the way to the end here. Now, the reason why we use winches is because all those triangle boxes there, all of those caches and whatnot. I don't think they're called caches, but they're like loot boxes. You can't actually pick them up with just your character, but you can pick up the winch, and you can pick them up with the winch and carry it just like this. Except you need to dig out the terrain first, so then they aren't lodged in the terrain. So let me just do that quick. There we go. Pick that back up. And see, now it kind of gets flung all over the place. That's what makes it so goofy and funny and silly. But we take it back over here and we put it right back on the train here. Now this isn't the final way that I'm going to do this. There's going to be some problems that come up and I'm going to have to troubleshoot it and whatnot. But yeah, we can grab a bunch of these things, put them on there, and then bring them back to the surface so I can just open them all at the same time. Makes it fun and easy. Right there, I'm testing to see how far it gets flung back and forth. Looks kind of crazy, so I take off that. I don't want them to fall off. The engine there actually makes the train move faster. When it's just the rail cars, it moves slower. And here I am collecting some more of them. I'm mostly getting the purple ones, but the blue ones that have an energy mark on them I'm going to take because you don't have to spend a resource to open them up. And there we are. I'm calling the car back here. I think this is where I run into my first problem, which I don't think I figured out right away. Also, those gold ones, the yellow ones, are really good. The ones with the leaks. The ones with the other resource material that you need to open it up, those only give winches, but the ones with the leaks actually give a high level item, which I will show later. But as you can see here, all the things got left over there for some reason, and even though it's a super slow train, I have it slow, I think the reason for this is probably because when you get too far away, the game kind of stops rendering or stops calculating how the winches go. So I have to actually stay pretty close to the train the whole time. I can't really go too far from it, or else they just kind of fall off. Another thing about it is right now I have the winches facing downwards so that the winch part, the actual hook of it, was going outwards. Now I'm turning them around so it's going inwards and upwards, and that kind of makes the crates more central and more towards the inside of the train there, so then they aren't as far out and more likely to hit the walls, because that's another issue. If they hit the walls, they'll get stuck on the wall, it'll get too far from the winch, and then the winch gets drawn back and they fall off. later in this, I'm actually going to have to dig out a lot of the walls and the ceiling to actually give more room. But the way that I do it this way, with turning the winch ends upwards and inwards, it actually makes it so I had to dig out less, and it makes it a lot better. They slosh around a lot less, as you can see there. And now I'm heading all the way over, and I'm going to test and see if it comes back just fine or not. And we'll see. There it is. They did not come back fine. Oop, yeah, there you go. You see, that's because I was too far away from it, and it gets all confused. So I'm going to have to stay close to it, even if it was fine otherwise. Another problem here, as you can see, they're right next to a wall, so I probably had to dig out that wall too. That might have been the issue there specifically. There we go, calling that back. Putting the train back on the end there. So now the train will go faster because the engine is attached to it. Like that. And now I turn all of the other winches upwards, or at least the next four. I reattach the things, and I grab this train and go back towards the surface over here. I go forwards quite a bit. And then I stop here. And then I'm doing some more testing. I attach that to that. I forget to dig it out, but now I did it. Drop these because I don't need those. Don't want to turn off the light, want to keep that on. Alright, and now we're testing something to see if it would stay attached even with the big engine. And it was going good for a little bit, but then it got pulled off, and I think it was from the walls. And it was getting sloshed around quite a bit. So now I'm heading back to the surface. I have an idea, because I want to ride with the train so that it doesn't go too far away from me. But I don't want to go too fast, because then it whips the crates around too much. So I'm making a rover seat. Gotta go collect some compound quick because I happen to not have any at the base for some reason. I make a rover seat, and now I attach it to a regular car. So now the train will still go slow, but I can still ride it as if I had an engine. And as you can see here, I'm testing. It is rideable. I can control it as if it was a regular one, and it goes slower than the actual engine car itself. Which, now that I'm going with the engine car, you can see the engine car goes a lot faster than just a rail car. Now we head right back down to the bottom over here. All the way down. All the way over. Way far. I went more horizontally than vertically, to be honest. I went all throughout the core. Here we go, and we arrive back at the place. And now I'm going to attach this instead of the engine. I'm attaching this to the rail car. And I decide to probably put it on the other side because I'm going to be bringing it back up. Later, I'll put it on the back of the train because when I bring it back up, it's easier to see everything going on when it's on the back of the train. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab it right now and then I put it on the back of the train. No, I go in it and I start driving. I think I'm testing to see. Yeah, they slosh around a lot less. Now they do slosh upwards more, but they don't go side to side as much. They rubber band less. They don't really get catapulted back and forth. They just kind of slosh around. Now I collect some stuff. I grabbed a yellow one, which is good. Now I go this way, and then I see, oh, it's the terrain. I think up until now, I didn't think the terrain was the actual issue. I just thought it was speed. I thought that they went through terrain when it was attached to a winch, but they do not. So now I figure I'm going to have to dig out a lot of this. And that's what the next couple of clips are going to be. But I go ahead, grab some more with the winch, collect more of these things. I'm mostly grabbing just the purples because they give higher level items than the blues. The blues only give the base items that you can grab out of those snowmen that you saw. The purple ones grab ones that are like partially crafted, like tier 2 stuff. The blue ones that I did grab, I grabbed because they only require energy to unlock, and they don't actually need a resource in order to open them up. But here we go. I start mining out all the entry, like archways and walls that are in the cave system. And then as I go farther along, I'm going to end up back to my ramp tunnel to the surface, and I'm going to have to dig that out a lot more. Because originally that ramp tunnel was just made by my large rover going down with the paver and the drill, and that just wasn't big enough. Here we go, and this is gonna last a long while, so I'll see you in the next clip. Alright, and then from here I'm just gathering a bunch more of the crates, and then I'm gonna fill this thing up entirely, and then you'll see how that goes. Alrighty, and then once I attach this on there, I grabbed a lot more of the golden ones because around now is when I realized those are really good to grab if you can find them, especially the ones that take the leaks. And now I realize I should probably put it on the back so then I can actually see the things better. Now, I'll warn you again, when I attach this on the back and then I get in it, every time a crate goes over the pilot seat or whatever you want to call it, um, every time one of those crates goes over that and it clips into my character, the camera goes inside of that and it kind of goes crazy. So just careful if you have vision problems with that, like epilepsy or whatever. And there we go, attach that to the back, and then I figure I probably will want to pull it to the back side of the thing so then there's more space away from the seat and the crates. So I switch out those. Got an extra leak there because my inventory's full, and I didn't put any actual storage on this train car. I only have the winches going right now. And there we go. And there they all slosh around. It looks so funny. And this is how I take them all to the surface so I can deal with them all at the same time. And the ones with the energy logos is just easier to bring to the surface to power them. I mean, I could do it down here, but then I'd have to have a bunch of you know, a bunch of storage space on the train then too to bring it back up to the surface, and I'm messing around with items down there, and it's just a big mess. I'd rather do it up at the surface where everything can be clean and pristine, and it's a solid flat surface. Don't have to worry about losing anything. And as you can see, yeah, it clips into my character quite a bit. I think I lose one, and that is because I didn't fully complete the tunnel. I should have dug it out just a little bit more on the side and then the top there. At certain points of it, you can see. I will fix that later on. And here we go, I arrive. They all get shunted when I stop. That winch piece on the ground was there from before because I had taken off a train piece to do that. Alrighty, and then here I'm showing that's the I am error thing. You can see all the rewards and the points I already had. I wasn't that far along at this point. There's a burrito, that's what I want to make. This here is the cosmic squash and some of the other things. The nugget was the big thing because those gold crates with the leaks that you give it a leak, it just gives you an nugget, which is worth so much. That's like the big thing that you do with the crafting tree. Over here, this is the Halloween event farm that I already had set up prior. I think the last episode of this series was going over this and whatnot, and it's making the Noxethane, and that's the reason that I did not have to gather any Noxethane when I was in the caverns or whatever, because I already just had a farm making that. So it was nice to have at least one resource that was farmable from this event. The rest I had to go grab because they were new exclusive things that there was no way to farm or already have in advance, really. Except for maybe if I would have done the Christmas event or the other event with the scrap and the toys, I think some of the toy robots I could have already had stored up previously if I wanted, but I don't know. And then I showed just here, I showed all of the things that I currently have for the event. Got the cosmic baubles, the automatons, got the leak. You got a resi pound, which I think is really funny because it's like a mix of resin and compound. The whole point of this event is like, oh, the world's glitching or whatever. I don't know, it's weird. But it's funny. 5th anniversary. Big anniversary, so they got to do a big thing. This is probably one of the bigger events that they've done, to be honest. I like it a lot. I do wish you could farm it, but then again, if you farm it, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of it being a really cool event, because then that's just kind of boring. But I did wish it could be more efficient. But there you go. I showed you open up one of the yellow capsules, and then you get that thing, the Omni Nugget, which is one of the big pieces you need for the burrito. And the burrito is the highest value item to get the most points the fastest in this event. You need 888,888 points. And the burritos give 8,888. So you would only need 100 burritos to do the whole event. A lot of the other things give a lot less points per. The second lowest tier gives 10 times less, so you would need 1,000 of those, even. So you really just want to be making burritos with this, especially since you're already in tier 3. I think currently, as of editing this video, and then probably releasing either the same day or the next day, I am about 8 days until this is over, so this isn't really a helpful guide because it'll probably mostly be done before you can even do it. And that's also assuming you have an endgame world where you can get to the core really fast and back and efficiently. And here we cut to another scene of me carrying a bunch of these exo caches. Now these are special event exo caches. As you can see, they kind of have a tint and a color. They are rainbow tinted, so they aren't regular caches. That's how you tell the difference between them. Again, there's a lot of clipping. This hurts my eyes sometimes, especially when it's fast forwarded like this, but whatever. But these are good because you can put them all into a pit and just use a single TNT, open them all up, and they give a lot of different tiers of it. Like they give everything except for burritos, I think. And here we go. I am getting in. What am I doing? Oh yeah, here we go. I'm unlocking the blue ones. Now the caches either require a Resi Pound or a leak to open, or you can just open them with energy if it's the energy type. Take some power. And the gold ones, they give you all those, as I've already shown. The blue ones just give you the basic uncrafted items, so it's like the baubles, the noxethane, you got the unknown biofuel, you got the automatons. That's what they give. I don't think you can get any Resi Pound or leaks from them. I think you get Resi Pound and leaks only from the core snowmen. The snowmen that are at the core, the blue ones. So that's the only ones that are there. On the surface area in Tier 3, there's blue snowmen and purple snowmen. The blue ones give Noxethane and the baubles, the cosmic baubles. And then the purple ones give the soldiers, the automatons, and then the unknown biofuel. Yeah. But then here we go. I am putting all of the caches into this hole here. And here I go. I close the hole on the top because, as you'll see soon, when you explode it, everything goes flying like crazy. Like more crazy than usual with the other things. Because these don't make debris like regular caches do. These just let the things go flying. There you go. You saw that? The button that I pressed to do this got flown away. I don't even know where it is yet still. And you see there's automatons and other pieces stuck embedded at the surface there. It was crazy. I think I probably lost 2 or 3 of the items that I got from this just by the flying away into the stratosphere, even though I closed the top. So you really want to do it enclosed or you're just losing those pieces forever. But here, what I'm doing now is I'm just grabbing some hydrazine for my hydrazine thruster because I'm going to go down into the hole, grab all the stuff, and then come back up. So I need hydrazine for that because my jetpack booster was running out. And then I'm kind of confused for a second. I'm going to go and grab storage. I didn't know if I wanted to get a silo or a regular storage. Yeah. Canister or silo. I decided to get a silo instead of a canister, which is a good idea because it's a bunch of different types of things down there. It's all sorts of things. As we go down there, you see you got the tier 1 things, you got some crafted stuff, and then you see there's some of the Omni Nuggets, which is like second to top tier. That's like third tier, because I think the burrito is 4th tier then. Yeah. There you go. A lot of stuff added on. Wasn't too worth it, but it was pretty easy to do. It was really easy to grab those ones. You can do the caches, bring them back to the surface without using winches, because you can grab them with your hands and you can slot them onto a rail car. They take up a medium slot. So each rail car... Actually, no, I think they take a large slot. Yeah, they take a large slot. It's the same slot as a rail car. Yeah, that's large. So here we go again. This is the last clip of the day, bringing it back up to the surface. But you're just able to carry a lot more when you do the winches. And then that was just a funny video I wanted to do. In the next episodes, we'll actually be doing this rest of the series.